Hey everyone, Mobius1 here, and I'm back. It has been about 3 weeks, I guess, since I've uploaded anything other than that forest video I posted while I was out of town. And I'm definitely looking forward to making more of those, but I figured I might as well kick off the return of Mobius the right way with a Star Wars Galaxies video. And it's actually ironic. I had been considering what topic to make a video on the past couple of days, and I'd finally decided on doing one about the difference between a full set of armor and a mini suit. And earlier today, when I was browsing the Galaxies emulator forums, someone had actually posted a thread in the Basilisk server discussion asking what the difference was. So, I thought that was pretty cool. Now they'll have a video that they can watch to see the difference. So I'm here on Endor, which is a video I have not yet featured in any of my Star Wars emulator episodes, and I'm at the Ewok Lake Village, so all of you can laugh at the little Ewoks. Alright, so what is a mini suit, and why do people wear them? You might notice on your travels, and I actually don't think I have a pair of pants. No, I do not. So this is going to be entertaining. As you can see in most of my videos, I wear a full suit of composite armor that I have colored to match a guild uniform that my guild used to use back in Live. Now, you will see a lot of people, PvPers especially, will not be wearing a full suit of armor. They will actually be wearing something that looks more along the lines of this. Of course, they would have pants on. Now, why would you do that? I mean, obviously, all they have on is a helmet, a chest piece, boots, and in this case, a bicep. Though really that could be any arm piece or even gloves. Now, why do they do that? What is the point of not wearing a full suit of armor? Well, I'll tell you what. There are actually pros and cons to both wearing this, which is considered a mini suit, or it's actually going to take a little bit to re-equip all these pieces, or wearing a full suit of armor. There are pros and cons to both. The largest con to wearing a full suit of armor is the ridiculous amount, especially when it comes to high-end armor like composite or RIS, is the ridiculously high encumbrance. Now, if you watched my episode about your ham bars, the Health Action Mind bars, I mentioned what encumbrance is. Encumbrance is tied to your armor. It is a penalty that is taken away from your secondary stats for equipping that piece of equipment. So this composite helmet that I have has a encumbrance of 53 health, 51 action, and 285 mind. What that means is when I equip this helmet, my strength and constitution go down by, 53? Yes, my strength and constitution will go down by 53, my quickness and stamina will go down by 51, and my focus and willpower will go down by 285. This is why, unless you have full Doctor and Entertainer buffs, you probably can't equip a full suit of composite armor. You just can't. And then if you do have it on, and your buffs wear out, your secondary stats are actually going to go negative and prevent your ham bars from regenerating. So that's a pretty big issue, for wearing a full suit of armor. And that's something that the mini suit actually alleviates. So if I remove these two bracers, remove a bicep, remove the gloves, and remove the pants. Now, when I look at my encumbrance, before these numbers were all in the 600s. Now they're down to 390, 252, 444. So I mean, there's still a pretty big. There's still encumbrance. You're not going to get rid of this completely. However, it's a lot less, especially in the action stats, quickness and stamina, which is a big deal because a lot of your combat moves are going to require quickness and stamina. So what this means, since the arm pieces and the pants, their highest encumbrance stat is associated with, well, I guess the pants primarily, their highest encumbrance area is the action. Not wearing those actually greatly reduces the amount of encumbrance that you have on your action pool. So let's see exactly how high up these went with everything. Yeah, 611. Alright, so you're a little bit more than doubling how much encumbrance you have with the full suit. Now, how does that work? Like, doesn't that mean you're not fully protected? Well, the way Galaxies works is as long as you have a piece protecting a certain area, you still get the full protection from it. So obviously the helmet is going to be protecting your head or your mind. The chest is going to be protecting your health or your body. The boots protect your feet, which is part of your action. And anything else, either the legs, the gloves, or any arm piece will protect like your arms or leg. I guess the boots protect your legs also, and then gloves or any arm piece will protect your arms, which are the two different areas that that if you take damage will reduce your action. So even if you only have one arm piece and you take damage in your arms, that arm piece is still going to provide you with protection. And that is why players will wear mini-suits. You will receive the same amount of protection wearing just this that you do wearing a full suit of armor with greatly reduced encumbrance stats. So what's the downside to this? Obviously, you're not going to be running around with no pants. You can wear regular clothing pants, and that's just fine. Like I said a little bit earlier, I just don't have a pair of pants to wear, so haha, make comments. Anyway, there is a drawback to this. Since you only have one piece of armor now protecting your legs and one piece of armor protecting your arms, what happens now is whenever you take damage to either your arms or your legs, that one piece that you have equipped will always take the damage to its condition. So every armor in the game has condition. You can see my chest piece and my helmet are have way lower condition than my arms, or actually the boots are pretty low too, wow. Boots and legs are pretty low, but the arms are still above 30,000 condition. And that's because when you're wearing a full suit of armor, whenever you take damage to your arms, that condition damage gets distributed amongst all of your arm pieces. When you take damage to your head, your helmet takes condition damage. When you take damage to your chest piece takes condition damage. When you take damage to your arms, that damage is distributed to all of those different arm pieces, but if you're only wearing the one, as you do in a mini-suit, every time you take arm damage, that one arm piece is taking all of the condition damage. So what that means, essentially, is if you're wearing a mini-suit, you are going to be burning through armor pieces a lot quicker, almost 3 times as fast than you would be if you were wearing a full suit of armor. And that could be a big deal for some if you have, if you have a full or if you're master of a combat profession and you're regularly running solo missions or having some sort of credit income, that's probably not a big deal, and that's why a lot of people do it. But it is something that you need to know going into the whole mini-suit realm if you decide to go that route. So that's the other drawback. The last thing that I need to mention, and I haven't made a video on these yet, but this is definitely something that I'm going to be doing soon, is clothing and armor attachments. Now, every piece of gear in the game have sockets. Well, I guess I can't say every piece of gear because there are some, low-level clothing that might not have them. But you will see on a lot of clothing and armor, it says sockets available with a number. Now this number can be anywhere from 0, and if it is 0 it won't say anything, all the way up to I believe 4. Yeah, so you can see like this, my vibronuclear here doesn't have any sockets. I don't know if you can have sockets on weapons, never mind, that was a bad example. The boots already filled them up. Anyway, what the sockets are, you may have found at some point items called either clothing attachments or armor attachments. What those are items that you can actually permanently attach to a piece of gear, either clothing or armor, that gives that piece of equipment a permanent stat boost. So, for example, if I look at my helmet, right now my helmet has 2 sockets available. It must have had 3 at some point, because right now you can see skill mods unarmed speed 10. That means my helmet, right now when I equip it, boosts my unarmed speed by 10 points. And the reason it does that is because I had at one time an armor attachment with unarmed speed 10, which I put on this helmet. And that's where the sockets are. Again, I'm going to do a video that goes more in depth on that a little bit later. But what you need to know now is, because if you do go with the mini-suit route, you are reducing the maximum number of armor attachments that you can wear. And I did the math on this a second ago. Let me pull this back up. Because essentially, if you think about it, each arm piece in a full suit of armor has the potential of having 4 sockets. So if you go with the mini-suit, you're not wearing as many arm pieces, therefore you're not getting the same number of sockets. So here's the math that I did. In a full suit, you are able, since you're wearing 9 pieces of armor, helmet, chest, pants, boots, 4 arm pieces, and gloves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 times 4 is 36 armor attachments. Plus, you can still wear your shirt underneath your chest piece. And if you don't want to wear a personal shield generator, you can wear a belt. Or if you don't want to wear a backpack, you can wear a bandolier, which can also have 4 sockets on it. So you're looking at a total of 36 armor attachments, and we'll say anywhere from 4 to 12 clothing attachments. So you're looking anywhere from like 40 to 48 total sockets while wearing a full suit of armor. While wearing a mini-suit, your armor attachments drop 20 sockets. So now, instead of being able to have 36 armor attachments, you can only have 16. 1, 2, 3, 4. However, that does free up a few slots for you to wear clothing. So the pants, gloves, if you go with an arm, like a bracer or a bicep, you could wear regular leather gloves. So that will actually double your clothing attachments from anywhere from, instead of 4 to 12, it'll go up to 12 to 20. So you could have up to 20 clothing attachments with a mini suit. So that would bring your total sockets up to 20, anywhere from 28 to 36. So you still lose roughly 8 total sockets with the mini suit. And the types kind of switch from a primarily armor attachment to a more evenly distributed armor and clothing attachment system. So, I gotta put my pants on, this is kind of freaking me out. So that is really the difference between the mini suit and full suit. A lot of people will also prefer the mini suits because they feel it kind of gives you a little bit more character customization. You know, you can wear different pant styles, different glove styles. Your shirt is still kind of visible beneath the one arm piece. So I want to say it's really personal preference, though a lot of the more dedicated PvPers will say you really need to wear a mini suit, because having that lowered encumbrance is a pretty big deal when you're spamming abilities that are especially high cost abilities. But for someone who's a little bit more casual, who doesn't, you know, I'm not all that serious about PvP, and even when I do PvE, I like my armor to last more than a couple of days. There's nothing wrong with wearing a full suit. So I hope this video has answered some questions. I just recently broke 1,000 YouTube subscribers, so thank you everybody for subscribing to my channel. I hope these videos are helping you. I'm definitely going to do some sort of contest or celebration because of that, so stay tuned for updates on that. Stay tuned for videos on more Star Wars games. I gotta continue my Jedi Outcast series, my Knights of the Old Republic series, and I'm going to be doing a few more things in there that I won't talk about yet. But as always, more Star Wars Galaxies will be on the way too. So, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in game.